Weekly Outdoor Plus is a new and exciting outdoor show presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point. Starring new owner Gary Hintz. His youngest son, the show pro, Jase Hintz. And the show producer, creator, and host, his oldest son, Seth Hintz. So now sit back and relax and get ready to learn about archery and the world of the outdoors.
All right, we're down here in Fulton County, Illinois again with Andy and Wyatt. And Andy's he owns I don't know how many acres you got here, Andy.
Oh, there's in this tract there's about 160.
See, some friends of mine from Wisconsin lease Andy's land, and then we leased a farm behind that. They do, and then I lease both sides of this. And on the way here, I was thinking it's like almost probably 1,600 acres total. This big hunk that we lease here. And the reason we came here today is Andy found this deer. We've named it the Storyteller buck a couple years ago because we've all seen it hunting. We got pictures of it, videos of it, and we just called it the Storyteller because all we've been doing is telling stories about it. Nobody could harvest it, and unfortunately they found it dead. And with the 1,600 acres, we don't shoot small deer, so you end up with bucks like this running around. You know, if we shot a lot of little deer, they'd never get big. So anyway, it started out 2 years ago. I shot at this deer with my shotgun, and that was across the railroad tracks. And Andy, how far is the railroad tracks from here? Probably.
No, it's 3/4 of a mile to a little over that.
And then now it's probably another quarter mile.
Right, probably about a mile away from here.
A mile from here, I shot at this deer. I got one shot with a shotgun during the second shotgun season. I missed it. I sat in the woods all day pouting because I knew how big it was. And then we videotaped it probably a mile from here a couple times. We had it on our game cameras a few times, and then Andy said you seen it in this area.
Yeah, he was out here just 50 feet out in the cornfield last spring, when the corn was about knee high, and he came from back there and just walked across and went north from here. And then I've seen him on the other field up there. He was standing out in the corn, and I stopped to look at him, and he kind of moved a little bit, so I moved with him in the truck, and pretty soon we just kept picking up a little speed, and he decided to run ahead and jet across in front of me to go south. So I've seen him about half a dozen times anyway in the last 2 years. If you look at the corn when it got bigger down here on the east side of that field and this side, you could see where he was coming out of the field because he had to break the corn over to get out, and it was always laying out, you know, so we could tell where they were going in and out of the field.
You think he lives in a cornfield?
He spends a lot of time there.
Eat and sleep, I suppose.
We could find places where they bedded down in the middle of a bean field or a cornfield.
I suppose. Maybe there's less bugs there too, you know.
Well, they're safe out there because nobody's going to be out there hunting them, too.
Then this last fall, a friend of ours came all the way from Green Bay. He was hunting back here, got in his tree. He wasn't there 15, 20 minutes. First deer he seen was this buck, and it walked up like 20 yards from him. He didn't get a shot at it. He's explaining all the forks and stuff to him. Then I start showing him pictures. He's like, yep, that was him.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna measure these mass measurements. First one we have is 5 inches. And okay, after we got done measuring it, ended up being 190 and 1/2 inch with 23-inch inside spread, 24-inch main beams. It has 4 tines that are over 10 inches long. Lots of sticker points. I don't even know how many points are on this thing. Did you ever count them?
We got 18 maybe.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Would the broken one count?
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pointer. Dang, that's big. What are you guys gonna do? Mount it, you thinking?
We would like to, yes.
Put it on the head. What are you gonna do with it, Wyatt?
Put it in my room on top of my bed.
Are you? You gonna hunt when you get older, or do you know?
He already does.
Do you? You like to shoot something like that? Heck yeah, I think anybody would.
Hi, TJ Klein from Frank's Hardware. From spring to fall, we have it all. From keeping everything green to working in the garden, Frank's Hardware has everything you need, including seed, to keep your garden looking right. And don't forget about your deck. Now is a great time to do maintenance on your deck and outside, so you can enjoy the rest of your summer.
Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point is now under new ownership and has a new location. Stop down to 3272 Church Street and meet the new owner, Gary Hintz. His fully stocked pro shop carries Matthews, Hoyt, and many more products to serve all your needs. They also do all repairs for any style and full customizations. Leagues and lessons will begin soon, so stop in today and check out what's new, because we're confident that we can get you from in here to out there. Bucks and Bulls Archery, Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer Speed Dial for crossbows, to-the-yard accuracy with a single reticle. And the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long-range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Looking for a fun, state-of-the-art facility to shoot your bow this winter? Blackhawk Archers in Polonia, Wisconsin wants you to join their club. Located just 15 minutes east of Stevens Point on County Road Z, Blackhawk Archers has a heated indoor range for both 3D and spot target shooters. Leagues will be forming soon, and they also will have open shoots for the public this winter. Check out blackhawkarchers.net to stay up to date and for more information. Or stop into Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point for membership forms. We'll see you there.
This mineral is a game changer. I've put the odds in my favor. It's time to close the deal. I wouldn't change a thing. Finally, the buck of a lifetime. Real deal mineral. The results speak for themselves.
Inside you, there's an outside you. A you that finds your dinner by finding your dinner's dinner. A you that isn't afraid to pick a fight with something that has a sword for a nose. This is for that you.
Matero's Pub and Pizza in Polonia is home to York Current, Portage County's best fish fry and best bartender. All of their food is made from scratch, including their delicious thin crust pizzas, making any selection worth the drive. Whether it's game night, a celebration, Saturday shrimp dinner, or just a night out, come join us at Matero's, located on Highway 66 just 7 miles east of Stevens Point. Open 4 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. For more information, go to www.materospizza.com. Hey guys, welcome to this week's lesson segment on Weekly Outdoor Plus. Jase here with you again, and as I told you guys last week, we went over all the different ways to set up your bow for hunting and all the different options to put on it and what's more beneficial. Well, this week we're going to go over releases and what kind of different hunting releases there are and what's going to work for you and what the positive and negatives about them are. The main two differences are your index finger and your thumb trigger releases. The index finger is what the common person basically calls like a hunting release. You got a lot of control over your index finger, which a lot of people end up not shooting as well with, because when they get nervous they end up either punching it or flinching while they're doing it and anticipating their shot. With a thumb trigger you have a lot more self-control and you lock it in a lot easier and you can make more of a true good shot while you're aiming at the animal, which is a lot more beneficial in my opinion. The other thing that is really big to think about is even thumb triggers, you can get wrist straps for them, and same with your index finger ones. The one downfall on that is when you're sitting in your stand, or if you're in a ground blind, it's not as big a deal, but it's always hanging from your wrist, and it's so easy to forget that it's there and hit your hand on some metal, and your release is going to be hitting all this metal and it's louder. And then the other thing too is, I mean, with the ones that you don't have on your wrist, if you don't grab them consistently, the thumb triggers are always pretty consistent, but the index finger ones, you can grab them inconsistently, and sometimes it'll be harder to reach your trigger. So you have to think about different things like that. And I recommend shooting quite a bit with whatever release you're actually going to hunt with, just so you can get comfortable with it and get more in touch with where it's going to be on your finger, where you're going to lock your hand in, and the whole 9 yards like that. They're not really going to shoot, if you know how to shoot them both correctly, they're going to shoot the exact same. The only other thing is when you're buying a release, that's one thing I would say please invest a little bit more in, because the more high quality release you get, the more you really get bang for your buck. It's going to have less trigger travel, and when I say that, it's if you're squeezing your trigger slowly, it will move if it's a cheaper release, and it'll keep moving and moving until it shoots. Well, every time it moves, every guy gets so much more nervous, and you shoot worse. So if you get a little higher end one, it won't have that trigger travel. You can also adjust the tensions on all of your releases, which you should do before you even start shooting to make sure that it's going to shoot well for you. If you don't have trigger travel on it, try to set it a little bit harder, just to force yourself to squeeze harder and focus more on just shooting instead of the back part of your shot so much. And then once hunting comes along, you can set it wherever you're comfortable with. But if you have a really light set trigger, everybody's scared to put their finger on it, and that's not something that you ever want to encounter. So make sure you're comfortable setting your finger on the release and knowing it's not going to shoot until you want it to. Go over those things on your release this week, see what you can do, see if it's, not making any noise, not squeaking. Think about if you really want a wrist strap release, or if you'd rather have either a thumb trigger without a wrist strap or even an index finger. They sell a lot of them without wrist straps as well, if you look in the right places. Look into all of them. They're all quality. Just make sure, again, pick something that's going to work for you and practice with it as much as you can. Within the upcoming weeks, we're going to go over more hunting tips and a lot of, different arrow selections and broadhead selections and things along those lines. So make sure you guys tune in next week, and hopefully I'll see you then. Hey guys, it's that time of the week again. We're going to be going over some of our fan photos. If you'd like to get involved with the show and show off some of your photos, feel free to send them to us at weeklyoutdoorplus@live.com or message us on our Facebook page. Please also include your name and a brief description of what you've been shooting or hunting, or what the picture's all about. So if you'd like to get involved in the next couple upcoming weeks, definitely send them in, and hopefully we'll see some of your photos.
Our first picture this week comes from Molly Reichert, who just got back her Florida hog mount. And next up we have a Real Deal Minerals site doing very well after only a few weeks. And here's one from Caden Austin, frying up some walleye up in Canada. Next we have one from Zach Shaikowski with this monster salmon he pulled in. And here we have one from a local fan with this possum right outside their house. This one comes from Drake Jarowski hunting chipmunks with his rubber band gun. And here's Dayton with this beautiful muskie. And our last picture this week is of little Easton out checking trail cameras with Mom one afternoon.
Big thanks to the fan photos this week. If you're interested in having yours on here, again, send them via email to weeklyoutdoorplus@live.com or message format on Facebook. Stay tuned for some more Weekly Outdoor Plus action.
And now we're back out on the Wisconsin River trying to arrow some more carp. After last time, Ashley really can't wait to get out here and try to pull her first carp ever in the boat. We're also joined this morning by Mike and Jordan, who are also out looking to get their first carp with the boat. The weather wasn't very nice right away. Overcast skies and a slight breeze kept it kind of cool, but there was still carp around for shooting. Arrows draw back slow. We're gonna spook them pretty soon. Get it in the boat!
I'm trying. I think I. Did I know that? Yeah, you got it. His head was up. I feel like I got it. Looked like you smoked him.
And there it is, Ashley able to arrow her first carp early this afternoon. Things are about to get a lot better for us though as the sky started to clear and the breeze let down, giving everybody some more opportunities at the Wisconsin River Carp.
Seth got one. I think I got one. Grab the log. Yeah. Okay, Mike, let me grab mine. Oh, Mike, you got one. Yeah. Good shot, Mike.
Should be out.
That's a good size.
Like I said, after the sun came out, it was incredible. There was carp everywhere, and everybody was able to pull a few in the boat, which made for a wonderful afternoon once again out on the Wisconsin River.
Alright, somebody got one. Nope, somebody got one. Mike.
You got him.
Mike. Who did? Oh.
It's okay, those are harder to hit.
6-1, Mike. Better slow her down.
Inside you, there's an outside you. A you that takes the road less traveled than the road less traveled, and finds the comforts of home extremely uncomfortable. This is for that you.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer speed dial for crossbows, to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. And the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Matero's Pub and Pizza in Polonia is home to York Kerr and Portage County's best fish fry and best bartender. All of their food is made from scratch, including their delicious thin crust pizzas, making any selection worth the drive. Whether it's game night, a celebration, Saturday shrimp dinner, or just a night out, come join us at Matero's, located on Highway 66 just 7 miles east of Stevens Point. Open 4 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. For more information, go to www.materospizza.com. Looking for a fun, state-of-the-art facility to shoot your bow this winter? Blackhawk Archers in Polonia, Wisconsin wants you to join their club. Located just 15 minutes east of Stevens Point on County Road Z, Blackhawk Archers has a heated indoor range for both 3D and spot target shooters. Leagues will be forming soon, and they also will have open shoots for the public this winter. Check out blackhawkarchers.net to stay up to date and for more information. Or stop into Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point for membership forms. We'll see you there.
Real Deal Mineral. The results speak for themselves.
Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point is now under new ownership and has a new location. Stop down to 3272 Church Street and meet the new owner, Gary Hintz. His fully stocked pro shop carries Matthews, Hoyt, and many more products to serve all your needs. They also do all repairs for any style and full customizations. Leagues and lessons will begin soon, so stop in today and check out what's new, because we're confident that we can get you from in here to out there. Bucks and Bulls Archery, Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Hi, TJ Klein from Frank's Hardware. From spring to fall, we have it all. From keeping everything green to working in the garden, Frank's Hardware has everything you need, including seed, to keep your garden looking right. And don't forget about your deck. Now is a great time to do maintenance on your deck and outside, so you can enjoy the rest of your summer.
Right in the middle of the screen, you can see the antlers sticking up in the bean field. He's laying down. He's really big. He's a big buck. It's hard to see. I'm gonna try to get closer. I'm gonna drive around the block. About 2 weeks ago I was here and we put in a couple food plots, and what I did is I walked from the farm, I walked back here, and as I was coming back we spotted 2 big bucks laying in a bean field. I got one on video really good, the other one we didn't know they were there until we spooked them and they jumped up and ran off. But anyway, the food plot looks really good. and 2 big deer that are shooters, definitely 10-pointer that was about 18 inches wide, long tines, heavy deer. So I guess it kind of paid off, the food plots and stuff. They're already in them. There's a lot of tracks here. Food plots look good. We'll have to fertilize them one more time. But what I'm gonna do now is just walk around some more and glass all these fields and see if there's any more deer out in the fields. They should be coming out now. It's starting to get dark, so let's go do it. This is a little food plot we put down this road. Planted some clover in here. We got a couple stands right along the road, and it really grew nice. This is another food plot we put in a couple weeks ago. It's looking pretty good. We need a little rain, a little fertilizer, but it'll be good. And I don't know if you can see from here, we got a camera on that tree back there. This was real close to where them 2 big bucks were laying down. So hopefully they walked in front of that camera and get a picture of him. I mean, he was big. I'm kind of excited now. It's always exciting to see big deer where you hunt. I gotta go look for some more. I just had to show you guys how tall these beans are. They're up to here. So if that buck was laying right here in these beans, I mean, that's a big animal if his antlers are sticking out above my belly button, whereas his antlers like probably up this high, you know. Pretty cool. Big animal. Big target.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Weekly Outdoor Plus presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Don't forget to check us out online at facebook.com/weeklyoutdoorplus. See you next week.